It's Madden NFL 24. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. And it's coming up next.
Well, first opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the New Orleans Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs. And here we are getting things going. Let's have some fun.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform instead of black and silver. It's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? We see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this... And the pressure gets to him again. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone for 2 points.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Fielded at about the 28. Well, the Titans ready to take over on offense for the first time, and it is the now 35-year-old Ryan Tannehill who leads them out in his 12th NFL campaign.
Those who expected Ryan Tannehill to go quietly into the night after the Titans drafted Will Levis, well, they clearly don't know this man well at all. He's a fighter and former comeback player of the year and expects to have his best season yet as a pro in this campaign.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. But not the graphic that this fan base wants to see week 1, Charles. They were hoping to see key acquisitions, some bright spots. Instead, we're talking about injuries, preseason injuries that have guys missing here in this one.
And even in today's football, where everyone does their best to try and have their starters ready for week 1, guys still have to practice. They still have to.
And that's caught at the 25. A big play that time for the Titans. And even 50 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. And this complete to Henry over the middle. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Now Tannehill. Henry's got it out on the left side. Touchdown! Derrick Henry from 4 yards out. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Folk connects on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different, and I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about 00, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
Carr to throw on second down. Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? It used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Titans will take over here just shy of the 30.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, for the Titans in 2023, they figure to be a team that battles for a division title. At least that's what it looks like from my vantage point, Charles. What do you think needs to go right for them to win the AFC South?
I think some retooling, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And when you start with the offensive line, their pride and joy, they've got to rebuild that part of the team because that's the engine that makes their offense run. Everything comes off the fact that their offensive line usually controls the line of scrimmage.
After one, it's 9-0. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Tannehill now to throw. Flush to his right. And now off to the races down the right side. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A heck of an effort there on the scramble leaves him with just 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Tannehill. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
In motion is Westbrook-Ikhine. Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. And brought in downfield by Burks. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Here's Tannehill. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Ryan Tannehill taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Titans are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Now Carr. And he's going to go down again. Azeez Al-Shaair in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. Tannehill eluding the pressure right. He dumps it off for Henry. And he gets it down to the 32. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw is on target to Burks. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Tannehill. He gets it to Burks again. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Burks needed time to step into the void left by A.J. Brown's trade, and injury didn't help his cause. A little bit over 400 yards, 1 touchdown in 11 games. The Titans planning for him to ascend to the top role this season.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Keep in mind they can still get a 1st down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. On third down, Henry. And this time he is in. Derrick Henry in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Titans continue to pull away here in this first half. On third down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations, but there's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Brought down on the play by Amani Hooker.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium. Houston on the road, taking on Baltimore. And it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. Nelson Aguilar, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. Jonathan Mingo with a touchdown catch from Bryce Young. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Zay Jones, a touchdown reception. It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week one, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
There's a nice move. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They'll run it again with Henry.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
They'll run for it with Henry.
It gets by him, and now a little daylight.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Powering forward. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Tannehill. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Here's Tannehill.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Tannehill.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
They'll give Henry another shot. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Henry will score. Touchdown, Tennessee.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans. Rolling along here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Carr. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Christian Fulton. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Again, it's Henry. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come. Back now here live in New Orleans.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. There's the stiff. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 23-yard run.
And the Titans are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
Folk connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Christian Fulton.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
But not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
They called the corner blitz, and Roger McCreary, he got in there and earned the sack.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Taking on the midfield logo.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Henry up the middle.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
touchdown Titans. Derrick Henry, 33 yards.
yards. And the Titans continue to pour it on here in the fourth. Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into week 2. This has been an impressive week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So nothing doing there, and it's second down. From the gun, it's Carr. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. Returnable here from the 38.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Inside handoff, Henry. Stiff-armed him. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this week 1 contest.
Tannehill going to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill.
A shot downfield for Burks.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Tannehill. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you express that, because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
And he is going to have a Saints first down, and he's going to have it by plenty, able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Again, it's Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together.